Hi everybody, welcome to another Origami Wednesday. Well, we've made it to March. I know, it seems like a close thing, doesn't it? I wasn't sure we were going to make it, but we did. So, March contains one of my favorite holidays. No, I'm not talking about my Gracie's birthday. I am not talking about my Jacob's birthday. I'm not talking about my dad's birthday. No, I'm talking about St. Patrick's Day. I don't know why I love it, but I really, really do. So, the first one we're going to do this month is we're going to make shamrocks. Now, this is a shamrock, not a four-leaf clover. I know. People get them mixed up, but a shamrock only has 3 leaves. I'm sure there is a reason, and perhaps someday I'll look it up and I'll be able to educate you too. But for right now, we're just going to make a 3-leafed shamrock. I will tell you, this requires 3 pieces of paper. Now, you can take one sheet and cut it up into quarter sheets and do it that way if you want. That's up to you. But today you get to watch me do a whole lot of folding because we're going to fold the same thing over and over and over again. Okay? And then we're probably going to tape it because I found, even though they fit together like puzzle pieces, which is really cool, I taped it in the back to make sure everything stayed together and stayed closed. Remember, and I always have to tell myself, we are not in feudal Japan. We can do what we need to do to make things work the way we want them to work. Okay? All right. So, we're going to start. You fold lengthwise and lengthwise. Okay? Now, whatever color you want to be on the outside, and you could do any color. You could do these in any color you want. All right? I'm choosing various greens because, you know, St. Patrick's Day, and why not? Whatever color you want put on the back. Okay, so I'm going to fold this guy in. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to fold it this way. Sorry, I messed up. But it was just a little one, so we're going to keep going. All right, so I'm going to fold, so quarter. So we've got it folded this way. We've got it folded in quarters, and then I folded this edge up into another quarter. I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to fold. This is the one that we do. Side to center fold. Side to center fold. I like this plaid paper. Okay. Then I'm going to flip it and I'm going to fold this guy down. So the point lines up with your center fold, your center crease. Okay. And then comes the really fun part. Now this is, if you do this with quarter sheet paper, it's going to be really tiny and you need to be sure you have fingernails because it's not going to work if you don't. Thankfully, I remembered not to clip my fingernails till after today. So you're going to take this guy and you're going to fold it up, lining that crease up with the edge of the paper. I'm going to fold this corner guy down. Now, sometimes these two match. This time it did not. But look over here. This one is going to match perfectly. It's okay. This is not the end of the world. We're not going to worry about this. I'm going to fold this corner down maybe halfway, maybe a third of the way, whatever works. Just a bit. And I want them to fold about the same amount. I'm going to take this side and fold it, lining up my bottom edge. Okay, now it's only going to fold itself so far. Okay, so if we flip, it's only going to allow you to fold this far. So if we turn it this way, it's only going to let you do it that far. And then I line the bottom edge of my paper up. Okay, so yes, it looks like a heart, which is great. Now we need 2 more of those. So let's review. So, whoops. We're going to fold it lengthwise, so side to side to make a rectangle. Open it up, quarter turn, side to side to make a rectangle. Then I'm going to take this half and I'm going to fold this side to the center. I think the fun thing about this is you get to flip it every which way. So you flip, fold this guy down. I don't know why I always say guy. This is a non-gendered term for me, sort of like dude. If you ever hear me say dude, it is not a gendered term for me. It's just a generic. This is what I'm going to call people. I grew up in the 80s, guys. So it's a guy, which is non-gendered. I know, technically. But you know what? Whoever you are, be happy with who you are and know that you're going to be accepted at our library and hopefully in other places. We're working on it. And see, this one didn't come out exact. This one had a little bit bigger space. This had a little bit smaller space. I don't know why. So don't ask, because I don't know. If you figure it out, you tell me. Because as far as I can tell, I folded everything as exactly as possible. Okay. Fold this side over, lining up my bottom edges. Fold this side over, lining up my bottom edges, just because I like to keep things fairly square. Okay. There we go. So that's 2, but we need one more. We need one more because we're going to make a little, see, here's my little tiny one that required all my fingernails. And you can see it doesn't even want to stay as well as I would like it to. All right. So half fold, half fold. Half fold, half fold. They have fancy names. I was reading about the fancy names that they have for these folds. And I'm just like, you know what, guys? I am not fancy. It's not in my nature to be fancy. We're just going to call it like, we're going to describe what it looks like as close as we can. Okay. So this is kind of, it looks kind of like an airplane at this point. Okay. Flip it down, then I'm going to fold. So the point goes to the center. And you can already tell, look, my lines don't measure up. They don't match. I don't know why. So that means these guys aren't going to be perfect either. So fold this little flappy to make a triangle. Fold this little flappy to make a triangle. And we're going to fold this guy over. This guy over. Fold it down. So that, you know, shamrocks don't have pointy leaves. They have nice rounded leaves. Okay, and side. Lining up my bottom edges because I like things to be square. Oops. Nope, that was right. Okay, so now we have these 3 hearts. So I'm going to stick them together. This is super cool. So this guy tucks in here. This guy tucks in here. And then you say, oh no, well, here's the thing. If you wanted, you could do a 4th. You could do a 4th leaf, tuck it right in here, and you have a 4-leaf clover, which is also very lucky. However, I don't want to do that. I want to have, we're going to do a 4-leaf clover next week. This week, I want to do a shamrock. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold this here, and then I'm going to tuck it underneath. Okay? Now, in this case, I pulled a paper clip, and I straightened it out. You could use a popsicle stick. You could use a pencil. You don't have to use anything. If you just want to send this to somebody in the mail like this, you are pretty much good to go. However, I like to have, and this is, see, sometimes things shift. So we use our patience, and we tuck it back under. And then carefully flip, and I'm going to take a piece of tape. Oh, dry weather. Someday it will not be dry and you won't have to listen to me sniff. I apologize, it was really gross. It is, however, March, which is a dry time of year. So if I had a popsicle stick, I would put it like that, or a pencil, or a pipe cleaner, or you could even take a little piece of paper and roll it up real fine. Some people have that ability. I don't have that ability. Okay, but you can roll it up really tight and make a stalk. But we didn't do that. We were just using a paper clip. And that's how we get our shamrock for St. Patrick's Day. Yay! We've made it to St. Patrick's Day. Almost. We're so close. Anyway, we will see you next week where we're going to do four-leaf clover that's going to require 2 pieces of paper. All right? Everybody have a great week. We will talk to you soon.